All right, this might be my favorite rookie class we've had in years. So many fun, talented players. We rank them every week based on their previous weekend's performances. Let's start with our fabulous five. Number 5, we're going with a guy who played on a team that ended up losing the game but had a breakout performance. It's Broncos wide receiver Marvin Mims Jr. Marvin Mims comes out here, and Russell Wilson, who's your deep threat this year? This is the original pass in the first quarter. Touchdown, right? Mims, great. Was all over the field as a receiver. But I'm going to go to Dave Logan on the call because Marvin Mims had a game-breaking play, and it was in special teams. Take a listen.
No pressure to speak of. Another nice spiraling effort. Mims is underneath it, though, at the 14. Gathers it in with 2 elbows to his chest. Now heads to the west sideline. And the speedster's got a couple of blocks. Mims down the sideline. And here we go, midfield. Mims 45-40. Marvin Mims is putting on a show in the first half. And the return of 45 yards from Marvin Mims.
Guy had 2 catches and caught him for 113 yards. Top speed reached week 2 versus Commanders. Okay, this guy, 20 miles per hour on the 60-yard one, 21 on the 53, and then on the punt return. One of the fastest players in the sport right now is Marvin Mims, and Sean Payton is just getting to see how to harness that speed and get him used on the field. 2 deep passes from the rookie and a great punt return. Marvin Mims is number 5. Who's number 4? Let's stay at the wide receiver position, and let's go to a guy from the University of Tennessee who made the big play for the New York Giants right out of the half. It's this guy, Jalin Hyatt. Giants getting blown out in the first half. First play from the second half scrimmage. Brian Dable dials it up with Mike Kafka. Let's get deep to Hyatt. That wouldn't be it, though. Throughout the second half, and he's wearing Odell's old number 13, he was reliable. Play action to Saquon before he got hurt. Deep pass. Look at Hyatt go up and get it. That's a really hard catch in the NFL in just your second game. There was criticism that he wasn't used enough in the first game. Why are we not seeing him? Sure enough, let's go to the Giants receiving leaders from week 2's win over the Cardinals. And what do you know? 89 yards. The deep pass, it was to Jalin Hyatt. They've got all these other veteran guys, but on the deep ones and on the big plays that really got them going, it was Jalin Hyatt.
We do love Isaiah Hodgins, though, Peter. We love him on this show.
Yeah. Isaiah Hodgins scored a touchdown. Gave it to his child who was in the stands.
Nice.
That's the stuff we love. Number 3. Let's go to Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson. This guy was putting on a show before the concussion, and it would be unfair for us not to include him. That's little Mo Alley Cox. Looks like an angry run to me, Kyle. I don't know where that was on the list, but you know what? It was the little passes got it going, and then it was the legs. 2 rushing touchdowns and a half a football for Anthony Richardson. A little bit of this. This is a guy who showed up to his first NFL game wearing a lime green suit with shorts. I don't think he cares about convention. In the preseason, he was the one who was absolutely mocking the Eagles fans doing the bird dance. In the preseason, he's got some sizzle to him. Landed on the back of his head there. He wouldn't return. He'd have a concussion. But he was off to having an unbelievable game. And Gardner Minshew came in and finished the job. Just because he left with an injury does not mean he doesn't make the list. Anthony Richardson, that is our dude. And if you look at this, most rushing touchdowns from any position, including running back. Weeks 1 and 2 combined, he had 1 in his first game, 2 in his second. He's already on this list. And that's some pretty good company there. You know, Billy Sims, one of the greatest running backs in Lions history. And then, a bunch of Hall of Famers. 4th overall pick in the draft, Anthony Richardson. Looks like the Colts have a good one up against that Ravens defense this week.
And I love the eras from that, too. Like,
I know.
Anthony Richardson from the 80s.
He's in that group.
Yep.
Number 2, I don't know, what play do you want to select? Bijan Robinson was amazing.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
This was the one.
Come on now.
The first 2 defenders, it's just not fair.
You get sick. Watch 55 first, and then watch the second.
They're breakdancing.
They're
breakdancing.
Yo, I mean, you've got professional defensive players, guys who make millions of dollars to play football, looking like fools. Trying to stop them. Bijan was unbelievable. Vision, strength, power. He looks everything worth the top 10 pick. In the receiving game here, just doesn't like going out. You look what he does. Most rushing yards this season already. Guess who's number 2 on the list? He's already number 2. And this is right out of the gates. McCaffrey's won by a large margin, and then we go through. Swift is all basically in one game, but Bijan is doing it. He's averaging 90 yards a game. How How is Bijan Robinson not number 1?
Yeah, Peter.
That makes no sense.
What do you got?
Oh, because someone had 15 catches in a game.
Come on, baby!
Say his name.
Puka Nacua.
Nacua!
The 117th pick overall out of BYU. Had 15 catches on Sunday, and that's coming off a week where he was the number 1 added player in fantasy football, and everyone's like, this couldn't happen again. He was better in week 2.
Stafford threw it to him 20 times.
Stafford's like, where's Nacua?
20.
Nacua is so good that people are like, is Cooper Kupp a system receiver? Like, he's that good.
Right.
Puka Nacua. I like saying his name. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's good.
Puka. Say it at home.
Nacua.
If you're at home right now, brush your teeth, look in the mirror and just say real slowly, Puka Nacua. It feels so good.
Yeah, it's like an affirmation.
It is.
It's a wonderful name.
15. What are we talking about here? 25 catches through 2 games. That's an NFL record. So who's, we know Anquan, we know Kiki Kute had a couple of things here. Who's Earl Cooper?
I'm not familiar with Earl Cooper.
Give me Earl Cooper
Go
video.
on, go on.
We know the Earl
Go
Cooper video.
on.
That's Steve DeBerg, folks. Steve DeBerg, before Montana got his opportunity, was DeBerg.
Ooh.
And that's number 49. Cooper.
For the 49ers.
Receivers for the 49ers. How fitting. 1980, Bill Walsh, obviously. You know, everyone talks about Montana to Rice. Give me DeBerg to Cooper. Cooper, I mean, unbelievable. Big numbers those first 2 games. DeBerg. Deflected, doesn't matter. Cooper still caught it.
Incredible.
When you ask the producers for, give me 1980 Cooper highlights, and we have them, that's why we
Earl.
love working for the NFL Network.
Not enough players named Earl, Peter. It's just
Earl.
It doesn't have enough Earls.
Goodbye, Earl.
Puka, Nacua, say it at home. Bijan, Richardson, Hyatt, Mims. Guys, the table. Kyle,
Wait, what is the name of the guy at number 1?
his name is Puka Nacua, and it feels delicious out the mouth.
20 targets, 15 catches in his second game. It's amazing. He's going to have 200 catches this year. I can't
Insane,
wait.
he's on pace for 1 million.
I love it. I love speed receivers. You look at the bottom of that list, Jalin Hyatt, Marvin Mims. These guys are putting up big numbers. You put Hyatt next to the other receivers. Only a few catches. 2. Mims, 2 catches. I'm over 100 yards. You don't have to throw the ball to me.
Jason, no defenders this week. Are you disgusted?
Just the way of the league.
It's an offensive league.
You're subject to society as well.
I'm thrilled for Anthony Richardson. I'm just having flashbacks to March where we were like, are we really going to do this with Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
Are we going there? We knew nothing
won.
of him.
Yeah.
Here he goes, just running all over our hearts.
And you know what? CJ Stroud had a great game too.
Yeah.
Like both those guys played really well. But there's only 5 can make it. We'll do more next week. Let's go. Nacua, have 15. Nah, have 20 next week.